Good boy. Yes, good. Okay, so as we're walking here, good boy. I'm going to control any darting or smelling on the ground, darting out, smelling on the ground. So like right here. Okay, come on, come on. Want to teach him to keep following me. Yes. As he pays attention, I can go ahead and stop and reward him. Okay, come on, my boy. Good boy. So we're coming across here again. Yep, there's that smelling of the ground. So we're just gonna keep walking right there. A couple little leash pops. Keep walking. Okay, so a big mistake that most people make when their dog pulls, we stop and let the dog go. Okay, so let's play that out real quick. I got some food here. I'm gonna throw it right here and let's see what that looks like, okay? Okay, so that's a good puppy. That's my good boy. That's my good boy. Good, so he made a great decision there. But most of the time, the dog's gonna pull all the way out, right? And we're gonna be like this. And we're kind of just anchoring the pulling, okay? And then we kind of stop and hope that they pay attention to you, but you're fighting with all that distraction, which we haven't even spent any time teaching your dog how to pay attention to you instead of things on the ground, right? So we end up kind of just anchoring. We see people like this all the time, right? And so what we need to do is we need to keep moving. Come on, boy. And we need to insist that the dog follows you. Okay, so it's a combination of the dog doesn't know how to follow you, and two, we kind of just stop and wait and let the dog continue to pull. Okay, so we need to do both, right? We need to teach the dog how to follow you, and then we need to, again, insist that they follow you, right? So here, I'm insisting that he follows me, but I'm also rewarding him when he follows me. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. So, yes, there is really only one option here through this exercise right now. He's going to follow me, right? Right? You guys I've never shown you a video where the dog doesn't follow me. So, come on, my boy. That's something that we really have to get ingrained in as part of our leadership. Your dog must follow you, okay? If you're following your dog and you don't have this understanding developed, then we're not in control, right? Good boy. Okay, good boy. So they must follow you. And come on, my boy. And they need to be taught that, okay? They need to be taught that. So it's both. We need to teach it, and then we need to require it, right? Come on, my boy. Come on, my boy. So often when someone will say that, all we're doing is walking in circles, not true at all. Not true at all, right? You have to teach baby steps first. Good boy. ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. Oh, he's just getting distracted there with glare from the watch. Good boy. Okay, you have to teach ABCs and 1, 2, 3s before you can do math problems and sentences. This is ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. Good boy. Okay, taking your dog out and expecting them to listen to you or listen to you around high levels of distraction and control their impulses and, come on, my boy, control themselves being a dog takes a tremendous amount of work. Sit on both sides. So we have to spend all the time, a lot of time, working on these things. Okay, remember, these are animals, guys. Come on. They're animals that we're bringing inside of our home. So we got to learn to work with these animals, right? We need to learn to control these animals. We need to learn how to teach them. We need to learn how to hold them accountable for what we've taught them so that they can be, a part, come on, my boy, of the family, right? They're a member of the pack. They know their place. They know what we want from them. They know what we expect. They have a job to do, right? Okay. So, leadership is always what we're talking about. Good job, my boy. Come on. Leadership, right? All right, let's bring him up here. Good boy. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Down. Yes, good. Leadership is always what we're talking about. Okay, and unfortunately, not everybody's a natural born leader, right? So, but everyone can learn how to lead their dog. It might not come naturally for you to lead. But unfortunately, it's what our dogs require. And some of us, we get lucky with the character or nature or personality of our dog where they're kind of passive. So we don't need to be the greatest leaders because that dog doesn't necessarily challenge too much or, you know, push back too much. In reality, though, I still think that we're missing out on tapping into probably a big part of our dog by not having that leadership, even if they're more of a passive character. All right, so good boy. This is kind of almost part of some of my like non-negotiables of owning a dog, right? So one of my non-negotiables of owning a dog is I'm gonna train that dog at the highest of my ability, okay? Regardless of the dog, regardless of the age, the behavior, or the breed. I'm gonna train my dog at the highest ability that I can. So whether that would be me training it myself or, you know, getting coaching and hiring someone as ourselves to help out. Okay, so that's a non-negotiable. Okay, every dog I feel needs ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and developed at the best of our ability that we can to give them, not only them, but us as owners, more tools for me to raise my dog with, right? I want to try to give my dog as many tools as I can to set them up to succeed in life. It's the same like children, it's the same like humans, like adults, okay? The more skills you have, right? The more skills you've acquired, the slightly easier it's gonna be to navigate through life. It's all hard. It's all hard. It's all hard, but we can make it easier, okay, if we teach ourselves. So I'm definitely gonna be teaching my dog because as best as I can, because it's gonna make my life so much easier, right? But that's gonna require from me, right? Again, for the first year, I'm probably gonna have to be very strict and we're not gonna be able to do certain things, again, that we're not ready for because we need to practice. But knowing that if I'm strict, let's say for that first year and do a lot of teaching, that, hey, we're gonna have the next 11, 12, 13, 14 great years because I put in the time for the foundation. Okay, versus the opposite, not training, not thinking that we need to do any of this, not even really thinking about, wow, I wanna make sure that my dog is super well-rounded as a young dog, so that way they're like way more well-rounded as an adult dog and it's easier for them to go through life and I can actually live the life that I picture with my dog. I know we all picture, you know, a life with our dogs, but we don't know what it takes to get there. That's a goal. Picturing your life with your dog is a goal. So if that's your goal, we need to reverse engineer all of the steps and say, oh, well, now I'm at ground zero, right? So instead of just thinking that you're gonna get to that goal just because you live with the dog, right? So my first number one non-negotiable is training my dog at the highest of my ability, regardless of breed, age, and issues, right? Issues. Like even if my dog has no issues, I'm making sure my dog is trained. And again, I think that this is a part of fulfilling your dog. I think they want this. We bred them to be, or again, you know, best friend, listen to us, take direction, learn, but we don't feed that side, right? We don't feed it. We feed it too much, you know, coddling, babying, giving of things, all of which dogs don't care about, right? Dogs care, they don't care about that. They care about what's my place, what's my purpose and job within the pack, how do I serve the pack, how does the pack then serve me, okay? So that's my first number one non-negotiable. This is a good boy. Good boy. All right, good. So let's go ahead and end this right here. He did really good. Great job. Just brought him back over here. Ended with having him technically do a down stay. He hasn't gotten up one time, and I've just been rewarding him periodically as we've been talking, right? So building that time to his down. Good boy. So when we teach down stay, we really just teaching our dogs how to lay down for a longer period of time. So we have him lay down, and then I just start rewarding him periodically and start extending the time. So the dog's like, wow, this is easy. The longer I stay here, the more food I get. Exactly. And then we can actually put our word to it, which would just be telling him to stay as we're doing this, right? So I'm going to go ahead and release him. I'm going to tell him, okay. I'm gonna go backwards. I'm gonna have him sit. I'm gonna grab his collar, and I'm gonna reward him right there. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. Okay, boy. Get that thing. Good. So we're gonna end this with some play, have fun, and we're gonna keep building.